All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
Good evening. Happy Saturday. Glad you're joining it with me. I mean, where else would you rather be on a Saturday evening than watching this guy in an orange hoodie talk about some PGA DFS? We have one more round of golf left in the California or the West Coast swing, I guess, before we head to the home state, head back to Florida. So I'm definitely excited to get there to talk through this round and get done with the West Coast swing. Drop a comment. What did you guys make of the West Coast swing? Was it? I mean, Waste was a lot of fun. That finish, obviously, this week, I guess, and Torrey Pines a little bit boring, but Pebble was fun overall. Drop 1 to 10. What would you rate this year's West Coast swing? That was Amex, Torrey Pines this week, Farmers, and Waste. So let me know what you think. I'll probably give it a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. I don't mind the later window golf, but I'm excited for some East Coast Florida golf. Nonetheless, let's get to the leaderboard, talk about today's round, talk about how they did it, talk about all that fun stuff. So bringing it out my screen, Jacob Bridgeman, Aldrich Potgieter, Patrick Cantlay, Aaron Rye, and Cameron Young shot some of the rounds of the day today. And Bridgman shot the round of the day as the leader. So that's takes stones right there. But I definitely want to touch on Bridgman a little bit. He we'll talk about our strategy too. I guess we'll talk about our strategy first. So we went with the I guess driving accuracy / approach guys today, and that did lean true, but it didn't necessarily lean 100% true because obviously rounds 1 and 2 we were heavy with the driving distance. We took the driving accuracy route in round 3, and that did remain true to find us some generally like approach guys. And Jacob Bridgman, he was fire on approach today, but I don't necessarily love his stat profile. Let me just show you why. So Bridgman is first on approach, first in putting. Now this approach 7.1 total, 6.0 came of it today. So this was just a single pop round, which I mean, I promise you he's not going to do tomorrow. I'm not saying he's going to hit the ball badly tomorrow, but he's not going to do that again. Obviously, for a few reasons. He's going to be playing with the lead. He's going to be playing with Rory McIlroy, and let me just make sure he's been playing with Rory McIlroy. Yeah, he's going to be playing with Rory McIlroy, and he's going to be playing very, very conservative. So Bridgman, like, although he has a good stat line, you see +7 on approach, it was all today. And like, that's kind of that guy we look for, that one pop round, but that approach was all today, like I said. So the putter is everything with Bridgman. And I do feel like he has the ability to keep gaining strokes with the putter, but I wouldn't expect him to have another elite approach round. Aldrich Potgieter, he was a bomber, so he was not someone we would have got to today. But Patrick Cantlay, Cameron Young, and Aaron Rye were all guys in the slate plan. And we had a few Rye, Cantlay, Young lineups that were torched by Sepp Straka shooting like 97. I probably could have beat Sepp Straka today. So we had 3 guys having a top percentile rounds. And they kind of were what I was looking for. So Aaron Rye was driving accuracy plus short game, although like the approach didn't pop, but he's generally a good approach player. And that's what we led him to be. We were on him today, and it's generally because he's a good approach player and accurate guy. Patrick Cantlay was an elite approach player today, and Cameron Young was elite approach play today. So we had 3 of the top 5 to 7 rounds. So that definitely worked out well for me, and hopefully worked out well for some of you. Nonetheless, let's talk about that wave split that I didn't think was going to be there and was kind of there today. So looking at today's wave split, it was very much easier with the morning guys. And that is solely because of the POA. I think it's solely because of the POA putting. The wind looked the same all day long. And I mean, Scotty talked about it in his press conference after the round. He said, as the day goes on, guys are going to miss putts. Like, look what Rory did coming in. Look what Xander did all day today. As you guys know, on the West Coast POA, it grows, it gets bobbly. People are walking on all day. And I do think that is going to be the case tomorrow, because looking at the wind split tomorrow, it is nothing crazy. Sunday, 7 a.m. to Sunday, 5 p.m. It's 5 to 6 mile an hour all day with very similar gusts. I'm seeing no little to zero wave edge in terms of wind, but I could see some of the same with the POA putting. It's going to get harder as the day goes out. So look for those guys out early to post a number on some pure greens. All good putters, look for West Coast putters early. That's going to be one thing I'm going to be looking for. West Coast putters early. And then I think for stats that we're looking for, I'm going to lean into the driving accuracy plus approach one more day. As the tournament goes on, it's getting a tad bit firmer. The driving accuracy is going to correlate to success a little bit more. It's still not going to play as the firmest golf course in the world, but just a little bit more. I think it's going to lead you to success. So driving accuracy plus approach worked for us today, and I think it's going to be a nice little go for tomorrow. So let's look at some stats. Obviously, stats and strategy. I want to have the Bridgeman conversation. Bridgeman, obviously, has what is it, 5-shot lead, 7-shot lead, no, 6-shot lead over Rory McIlroy. Let's talk about him. He's gonna be owned. People are gonna want to play him because he has he's probably going to win. Like, he has a 6-shot lead. They convert enough times. He's probably going to win. He obviously gets those bonus points. He will get exactly, 13 bonus points for first. It is, to win, you get 13 bonus points. Now, is that worth it? One birdie alone is 5.75 points. So that is like just over 2 birdies. You add that in with he's going to play conservative. He's not going to be aggressive. Plus the ownership, I don't think that is going to be a good play. So I'm going to be fading Bridgeman at the top. I don't care if he wins. I just don't think it's going to be worth it because guys behind him are going to have the pedal down, going to be being aggressive, and I want those birdies. So I don't think it's worth the 13 points. I think you could definitely get guys making like 4 or 5 birdies coming in fourth to eighth and where Bridgeman makes 2-3 birdies, getting the 13 points, getting 20 total, I guess, for the birdies or 25 total for the birdies and the first place. You can get way more than that with 4 birdies, 5 birdies, plus 9 points for third, 6.5 points for eighth. So I really don't think Bridgeman is going to be worth it up top. The birdie making is going to be easier. So I do think there's going to be a few guys that we can look at, and I'll bring up the screen, like around here, who are just outside the top 10, T13, T15, T22, who are going to go out earlier than the PM guys and could potentially get some of those better conditions. So as we look at some of the stats, as we look at some things in the next slide or so, I'll cross-reference it where they are on the leaderboard and see if we can find any of those guys for you who could backdoor top 10 finish. Looking at some of the contests for tomorrow, I really do like this. Obviously $33 single entry, but this $3.14 max. Where is it? I think it's right here. $3.14 max. Really solid payout structure, like 10% right here, and that's a nice little drop off from a second to third all the way down. I think you're getting 14 lineups with only 495 entries. You don't have to beat that many people. And if you only want to enter, what's 3 times 14? 28, $35, $42. Like, I think that's a really, really solid contest for not spending a lot of money. And then $33 single entry, I think, are the best cheap contests to play, in my opinion. Before we get to some of the stats, got to talk about some of the projections today, some of the stuff that we had going on. So obviously, head over to the site. You can get the SaberSim. Use the code that's copied and pasted in the live chat. Definitely some interesting stuff came from the Stone, came from the Slate plan, and came from, like I said, it came from the Stone. So the Stone alone, Podgeeter was listed as a sleeper at at $6,400. So that works. And then also a nice little Stone was, who was it? Patrick Cantlay. Patrick Cantlay was the highest projected golfer in the 9K range. So, outside of Xander Schauffele. And he was basically one of the top 5 guys. So Siwoo to Matt Fitz, Patrick Cantlay was the highest projected golfer. So use the Stone, use the Slate plan. And obviously this was the Slate plan for today. Ruined by Sepp Straka, but we had some nice plays in there. This will be up in the next hour or so. So use that code Boots. And speaking of Boots, we do have Boots next week at Palm Beach. So I'll be out there giving you the scoops inside the ropes as always. So let's find some of these players who potentially have some glaring weaknesses. I think I like this little glaring weaknesses segment that I've been doing. Who is doing what and who can improve in some spots. Also, I will talk about Sepp Straka. I mean, I did talk about Sepp Straka already. He wasn't the one guy I was on in the show, but I did play him and it didn't really work. So let's look at some more guys. Who's doing what? Who can improve in some regards? I will keep this little filter on, show player types, and look for those accuracy guys because I'm going to go with them. One more guy. Aaron Rai is the top in terms of score. He is the most accurate guy up here, and he's just doing everything fine. Nothing crazy, nothing bad. I don't really think it's the greatest profile in the world, especially because he did a lot of it with the short game today. Tommy Fleetwood again. Just what did he do today? Let's look at Tommy Fleetwood's round 3 because I do think I would be willing to go back to him. Another just poor putting day and poor approach day. I really do think that's going to turn. I think Tommy Fleetwood is another great play. I would go back to him again, probably at the top. Some more accurate guys. Love Colin Morikawa. We'll get to him a little bit. And Scotty Scheffler, a smooth 5 under round today. Don't mind him at all. So let's find some weaknesses. Who's this? -2.5 on approach. I talked about Minwoo Lee yesterday. I said don't chase Minwoo Lee. His approach play is a liability. And look what he did. He shot 3 over. Hopefully you faded Minwoo Lee. Or are some other weaknesses? 1.4 off the tee they are losing. It's actually 1.4 per round. And that's Patrick Rodgers. One thing about Patrick Rodgers, he's generally a really good driver of the golf ball. He loves playing in California. I would not mind this number turning. Patrick Rodgers gained a stroke off the tee. He's doing everything else all right. I like Patrick Rodgers at he's currently T32. Who else down here? This is Corey Connors. I'm not done with Corey Connors. He continues to lose strokes on approach, but it's coming. It's due. Like he's Corey Connors. He's one of the greatest ball strikers like on tour. It is due to pop for sure. And that's Victor Hovland. He's going to go out early tomorrow, so I expect him to have one hot day on the greens. I don't mind that at all. Some more weaknesses that are glaring. Matty Schmid would not chase that. So yeah, like those are some guys that I think have some weaknesses, but at the end of the day, you know what I am looking for. I am looking for driving accuracy. I'm looking for approach play, and I'm looking for guys in this little range, T15 to T22 to T13. Find guys who are accurate in this regard, in this range, who have shown in their careers to spike on approach. I do think that driving accuracy plus approach route will get you different again and have that backdoor ability because guys are looking at the leaderboard, they're seeing driving distance and how much it's correlating to success, which is my thought for the week long, and it's kind of prevailing. I kind of just picked the wrong guys with my bets, but the stat profile is working out for me. So let's see what the questions say. Anything that we have. See Bridgeman shooting at least -3. So call that 3 birdies with the points. That is 15, 16, say 16 plus 13. That's almost 30 points. I think that could be made up with 5 to 6 birdies and a top 6, a top 8. So I don't think it's worth it with the chalk is what I'm getting at. So no questions in regards to anything else. Before we get to the player that I'm on, the song of the day for today is Saturday by Fall Out Boy. You probably heard it before, but go listen. It will be on the playlist. So let me pull up the one player that I am on for tomorrow. He kind of fits that bill of what we were talking about, what we want. Currently sitting at T15, Colin Morikawa. Colin Morikawa busted out around a 70 today after coming out with 4 straight bogeys. Well, +4 through 7. Then he battled back, got 8, 10, 11, 17, 18 to shoot 70. But this is literally a perfect profile. He is 8th in driving accuracy. He's popping on approach. He's okay with the putter. That is exactly what I am looking for tomorrow. Colin Morikawa shoots at 65. He is going to vault up to the top 10, maybe T4, T5, T6. That's a ton of birdies. That is getting those placement points, and that's exactly what I just said to outscore Bridgeman at that ownership. So I definitely love Colin Morikawa as the one golfer that I'm going to be on for tomorrow. Quick stream today, run through everything really fast, and that does it. I will have the Palm Beach show recorded tomorrow night, maybe out tomorrow night, if not Monday afternoon. Any questions, you know where to find me, and I'll catch you guys soon. As always, let's ship it.